Flogcast may occasionally contain explicit content that makes it not safe for work or for minors. It also doesn't provide an excuse to use the same words on Bay 13. Normal big footy rules still apply. This is the Flogcast for Round 5, 2016 season. The membership microwave from Richmond, Starburns, is here, and I'm joined by the number one fan of our intros, fresh from the jungle, our North supporter, Dan.
Yes, hello, it's good to be here.
Mr. Moral Victory, Cookson.
Hello, how are we?
The brains behind Hawthorn's new membership slogan, Penal.
I'm here, but I've been missing my bay. Where's Teach?
Proud new fan of the Fremantle Dockers, Morgan Ashley.
Purple.
I am present,
Purple.
and I have my bay here also.
And finally, we have the Nat Fife of the Bay, our MVP from Melbourne, Benwah.
Hi, how you going?
Let's get straight into Goo or Tears. Who wants to go first? Can we get Morgs first?
No.
After last week?
No.
Please?
I don't know. I've got more tears. More salty, miserable tears.
Turned your hair purple, that's how bad it was.
You know what? The tears have turned my hair blue because that's just how I feel
Purple.
now. So fucking blue. I don't even know who these people are anymore, but they're breaking my heart. No more. Next.
No more?
Scott Pendlebury?
Scott Unaccountable.
So it is Tears for Unaccountable.
Yes, if you listen to the first part, Tears, Scott Unaccountable. Do you want me to elaborate?
I
It's
do.
a little
I want to know
uneventful,
how the
that's all.
unaccountable
Kinda
cunt went this
Oh,
week.
I'm
because
sorry.
She's broken.
I am.
Given up.
I'm a soul that is destroyed. I don't know how long I can walk this path of still attending and watching this farcical circus nightmare of fucking...
Well, then you should
cluster.
probably turncoat to a better team than the Purple Puffs.
Well, I'm not, but I did go and watch them this week. But not by choice. I was going to watch my premiership favourite team, North.
God, you start to sound like Teach now.
No, I picked them for the flag before Teach did, because that cunt didn't turn up 3 weeks in a row. Oh, look, he's not there again. Actually, I changed. My tears are for Teach again.
Fuck. That was going to be my tears as well, but cutting my lunch.
Oh, sorry, Bay. Oh, someone took your Bay and they took your tears. That's sad. Yeah, no.
Anyone want to take his goo?
Cookie, you want that?
I'll say I've got goo.
Penal.
Cookie is Mr. Reach around here, isn't he?
The moral reach around.
I have goo for Alan Richardson. His coaching was spot on the weekend. Tactically perfect.
On point?
Yep, on point. Whatever I'm going to say. It was just perfect coaching from a soon-to-be 10-time premiership coach. So give it up to
You
Richard.
guys lost on the weekend, didn't you?
So...
That was due to
brave.
external factors.
Oh,
Yeah,
Julian,
we can
it's
come
called
to.
not being good enough.
This is why you
Well, okay.
set mediocrity all the time.
This is like Melbourne pretending they won last week. Fucking Jesus.
Speaking of external factors and speaking of cutting other people's lunch, I've got some goo for my boy Anthony Stevens. Not that Anthony Stevens, the one that Wayne Carey fucked his missus, no, but the umpire Anthony Stevens with a PH, because He was great. I think we had to trade out Matt Stevic at the end of last year due to salary cap pressure. But Anthony Stevens has come in off the rookie list, and he's done a great job for us again all year and again on the weekend. So thanks.
I think he failed math at high school because he can't measure the 15-meter kick.
Isn't he like a civil engineer or something as his day job? Certainly one of the three on the weekend that was doing the not 15 calls is a civil engineer and is designing buildings for our city. So, if just the walls and the structures start tumbling down around you, you know why.
See, that wasn't the decision that made me most angry, though, believe it or not.
Was it the holding the ball decision?
No, it's a completely different one, which I'll
Was
come
it
to.
the fact this team lost?
I'll get there. It'll make sense when I talk about it.
Who wants to go next?
Goo. I've got a lot of goo, actually. Bucket loads of it. For Jack Watts, who has expunged 7 years of tragedy, I suppose you call it, from that fateful day against Collingwood on his debut, and turned it on in the first quarter, which was even 4 goals when the game was there to be won. And good on you, Jack. About time. We've been very patient with you, but that was just good to see.
And I don't mean to be disrespectful, and with all due respect, how does 1 quarter of football expunge 7 years of absolute fucking shitness?
Oh, look, we'll take whatever we can get, to be honest, and that's
No.
we'll hang our hats on that 1 quarter. He'll go back to shit next week.
I acknowledge he was great. I did text message during the game to Northern Lights, who was at his game, and I just said, Watts just kicked the damn Mamba out. That was me done for the day. There was nothing more I wanted to see. That was it.
Yeah, so he was his turn to be bogged this weekend. So 3 votes for Jack Watts will be counted apparently.
He was playing on Pendlebury, the unaccountable mid, because that was
Yes.
my prediction for last week, that Watts would kick a bag on Pendles.
Yeah, they were hovering in the same general area. Whether they're playing on each other, I don't know.
Well,
But
in that
Well,
case,
Pendles is unaccountable,
Yeah,
so that
exactly.
means they're playing on each other. Who hasn't gone?
I don't think I've.
Is it just me?
Oh, you can go. Go on.
Look, I could once again have tears for Cochin. I could once again have tears for Hardwick, but what's the fucking point? Because I think there's going to be weeks when I'm going to come back to the well, and I'm going to have some goo. Goo for Saturday night. The Kohlers versus the Crows was a fantastic game of football.
You got goo for a neutral game.
I got goo for... Sometimes you got to have neutral goo, because...
Neutral goo.
Look,
Your team is pathetic.
my tears are dried up. There is nothing left anymore
Got to have something.
that will surprise me from Richmond at the moment. Everything I'd say Hardwick and Cochin to be the same, so I'm going to have goo for the neutral game.
No,
which
you
is
don't have
great.
to say anything about Cochin. I mean, his wife had plenty to say recently.
We'll come to
Leave Trent alone.
that. 2 in 2
First
weeks.
dimmer, now her.
Yeah. Can this guy not stand up for himself? Fair dinkum. Like, it just says that you're leading the club, and you need first the coach to come out and defend you, and then your wife to come out and defend you. It's just like, how about showing some fucking grunt and standing up for yourself and actually, fronting the media and saying, fucking the unaccountable cunt Pendlebury today implied there were players at Collingwood coasting on the fact that Buckley would cop the heat for them playing shit, and that if they want to do that, they can get out. Like, where is...
Is he talking about himself?
Well, no, because if anyone watched on the weekend, there were 21 other fucking unaccountable cunts at Collingwood.
There weren't. There were 20.
Who's it? Oh, Trelaw.
No.
Okay, because I was going to say, is he already your best player? Aish.
No.
Varco.
The goey.
Yes. Varco. Varco is exempt from these discussions.
Well, he came from Geelong.
I don't care. I've openly said that I was completely wrong about Varco, and I'm grateful for his existence on our list.
But, no, like, Pendlebury gave him a big call-out, and I wish Cochin would actually show some grunt instead of letting everybody else fight his battles.
Even fucking James Hird fought his own battles, as stupid as they are. Cochin's right up there in, like, the Stephen Dank category of just fucking...
Just get, Dustin Martin to fight Trent's battles. Just chopstick motherfuckers left, right, and centre.
I think Dan's the only one left.
Goo. 4 and zip goo. On top of the ladder goo. Mailman gone past postman Pat goo.
What is he now, Express Post?
He's more effective than one of the new Australia Post drones.
Anything you want to add on top of that, or was it just the blunt goo? You're happy with that, Dan? Don't want to elaborate, Dan?
Expand.
Here, we've lost him.
He's
He's gone. He's drowned in his own goo.
See, he really worked himself up there. Not once has he's never raised a sweat in the goo or tears section. And look what he did. He blew a fucking puffer valve and he's dead.
The people of Pompeii had nothing to fear about until the volcano erupted. And they all drowned in it.
They didn't drown. They're still there. It's like statues.
Well, it was goo, but it was lava goo. So I mean. Lucky for me, my goo's not going to kill me.
Well, we thought it did. But what killed all the lights? He's struggling.
Let's go reviews, and we'll go back to Hawthorn versus St Kilda, which was a good game of football, owned by the other Anthony Stevens, who it's been discovered is a Hawthorn supporter.
Not got bent over. The perpetrator, not the victim. The fucker, not the fucker.
Well, he can bend me over any day of the week.
It was pretty funny. He did provide quite a melt out of Finey, apparently. It's been discovered he's a Hawthorn supporter. His Twitter page is covered in it, which just goes with the long history of Hawthorn supporting umpires such as Stevic, Nichols, Sues, the list goes on.
Fantastic moral victory. I mean, really wrapped up. But the one that annoyed me was Sam Fisher marked the ball, walked backwards, 2 meters, and he gets told to play on. That's what annoyed me. I mean, that's a fundamental fuck up of the highest order, and I think it was by that Stevens guy as well.
Look, it's funny because I love when something like this, or Whispers in the Sky, or, they come along every so often, and they're great because they feed pluggers paranoia, and that underlying one that seems to be present with a lot of St Kilda people, that every so often an umpire will fuck him in a way that's just inconceivable to most people, and certainly to them, and that will confirm the bias in their head that there is a conspiracy.
Yeah, and all you have to do to combat that is go back and quote his posts after the prelim in 2009.
the Brian Lake knocking over Revolt one.
The Revolt free kick. If you're the better team, you get the free kicks. If you're first to the ball, you get the free kicks, and you deserve to. Stuff like that.
We actually did play pretty well. I was expecting to get smashed. I'm waiting till Hawthorn died. Hawthorn will smash us. Hawthorn will smash us. Hawthorn will smash us. But we just played fantastic footy. I mean, unlucky not to win. We turned the ball over a shitload in the first half.
It looked that way at quarter time because we're, I think, 3 goals up. And then, unfortunately, we had the wind against us for the last 3 quarters of the game. So St Kilda really got an advantage out of that. But... yeah, no, you all laughed at me last week for calling this a danger game, but, it couldn't have gotten more dangerous than that.
Well, it could if you only had to play with 22 instead of 25.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I think St Kilda had fucking Lee Fisher running out there as well, so I think that the AFL must pick this to balance. They probably knew about this and, deliberately put an umpire that supports each team out there to balance things out.
McCartan also played well. I mean, breakout game, arguably.
McCartan's gone past Boyd.
Well, that's not saying much, though. I mean,
but did he headbutt the ball 40 metres?
Oh, that was an epic falcon, wasn't it?
They fucking headbutted into the roof.
And the Carlton supporters cried deliberate, apparently. Anything else on the Hawks, Saints?
It's funny every time this happens to St Kilda. That's all.
It is, and it just happens with just enough frequency just to keep it going. Did anyone actually catch Good Bloke tried to get someone in the head with his arm guard?
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I'm going, it's a bit dodgy.
Benwah, that's not even on the bingo card. That's more good, so Good Bloke that you can't even predict it.
That's all reissue cards, I think.
Good Bloke raising the bar or lowering it, whichever way you do it. Colas versus the Crows. Look, was there anything much out of this game? It was a good game.
Did Tippett play?
Tippett got booed every time he went near it. He kicked a goal in the open goal at the Feral Hill end, and they
told him
gave
he was
it to
going to go
him.
home, and he went to another state for money. Of course he was going to get booed. He'll forever be booed.
I fronted up, though. It was good.
But the big stage, big game, and who should stand up but the seed?
He kicked a couple, 1 or 2 good goals, yeah.
Rory Sloane.
Rory Sloane is a gun. what I wouldn't do to have that man play for my team.
He's accountable, that's for sure.
He's accountable, he's hard, he's tough, he can speak well, he's not some Darrow like Tex.
He's a very pretty man too, isn't he?
He's a fantastic ambassador for his team and for our sport.
He's an actual good bloke.
Good for Rory Sloane.
Yeah, but no, that was a really good game of football. I can't think of much else apart from, Seedsman really stepping up on the big stage as he always does. I'm sure Collingwood could use him this week.
At least he's accountable.
His greatest triumph. Yeah, he's accountable.
He only gets to win one. Even Mark McGough could only win one.
Mark McGough.
Yeah, well, if you win 3, you're just like James Hird, so you don't want to win too many.
Dave Freo only won one as well, so we can't let him take that mark.
Anything else on the Crows and the Koalas?
Would the Crows be considered premiership contenders, or are they still a two shit?
Well, okay, how many premiership contenders are there? If we ignore the fact that North's on 4-0 and Hawthorn are the reigning premiers, who else is in the group?
Shit. Cookie, what's wrong with you?
You have to throw the Dogs into the mix, the Swans, and Adelaide, pretty much,
yeah,
and the Eagles, of course. So I think it's down to 6. Those 6.
No, it's down to 2. Other than Hawthorn.
4 rounds and saying there's only 2 that can win it.
There's only 2 that can challenge Hawthorn.
And who's the second one?
Adelaide.
Oh, okay.
So you either don't rate North or don't rate West Coast.
I don't rate West Coast. North and Adelaide. You have to win at the G to win the flag. So that's all.
Let's go shit for these.
West Coast can only ski on one side of the country.
They can only see one side of the country. Okay. That's an interesting observation.
What about Melbourne? They can ski.
Yeah, well, I wish they had have gone skiing this week. Not
We tend to ski in July and August, not September.
Let's move on to the Q Clash. Brisbane finally played a game that matters.
It
Right.
didn't matter until they won.
Yeah, it didn't matter till they beat them. But
I tipped Brisbane. Can you
How?
believe that? With ease.
No, you didn't. You tipped a draw.
Oh, I did too. Shit.
Yeah, you tipped 3 draws and none of them came up.
Like 4 draws for that round. Well, that's close enough. I mean, the upset victory got up, so I can get some credit.
They managed to win without a ruckman because Stephen May went WWE and smacked Steph Martin out.
Seriously, how dumb is that? When you're in a game against a team who's pretty shit, you're struggling to beat them. Why would you fire them up by knocking out their ruckman?
You woke
Footballers
up
are stupid.
You're lucky to still be alive, mate.
Yeah, to be fair, like fucking Brisbane were on top the whole game, but it's only that in the second half they actually took their chances. They kicked something stupid like 4-15 in the first half, but in the second half they sorted that out and got the chocolates.
So May's in trouble. He's direct to the tribunal. What do you reckon he gets?
5.
Oh, yeah.
5?
5.
5.
He ran past the ball and he jumped.
He doesn't get a good bloke discount like Hodge got that only got him weeks for
10
that
weeks.
sacked on Wingard.
He will probably get an extra week added for bad record, so 5 or 6.
Yeah,
10.
he can't take the early plea, so he has to go up. So it'd be 5 to 6. The
Give him
only
10.
thing that will get him up, shut up, Dan, is Gary Ablett pushing Steph Martin into the test. That's the only thing.
Gary a week too.
I don't think that's a mitigating factor. Like, he still left the ground. He jumped up and hit him high. Like, Gary Ablett pushing him is not a mitigating factor.
Gary wasn't pushing him. He was just trying to bless him before he got cleaned up. Saved his life, really.
He was sacrificing him. That's what he was doing.
Just using him as a shield. Yeah.
He used him as a sacrifice. Hopefully, Steph Martin can rise 3 days later.
So he gets 6 weeks, and good bloke gets 2 for trying to kill Wingard.
Well, for failing, he should get extra.
Sounds fair to me.
Who's the Hawthorn supporter on the MRP?
Brad Sewell, isn't it? He was on the MRP last year. I don't know if he still is. He was fucking Channel 7 now, so probably isn't with the MRP anymore.
Wait, that Anthony Stevens guy isn't on the thing, is he? Or is he just an umpire?
He's everywhere, man.
He does all the jobs.
He wrote the MRP code. It's about as accurate as the point system. Adds up about as well as his counting. There was a volcano of anger that came after May knocked Martin out. Not quite a Dan volcano, but certainly it got them going. Pierce Hanley lifted him. He's much more effective than Rockcliffe. Amazing that Rockcliffe wasn't there, and they won.
I mean, the
But
Shake or Shake or
Oh
Shaker.
yeah, you don't make changes to a winning formula, do you? So he doesn't come
No.
in.
nah, fuck Rockcliffe.
Yeah, I mean, the Shaky or Shaka or whatever. Shake and Bake look good.
Shake it off.
Nothing else on that game.
Boganator had a bad game.
Yeah, the bog was bog. He was a bog this week.
Yeah, he looked like a bog.
He went on Media Street during the week. No one even knew he was. And he went Media Street, and now look what happened. Fucking goose.
He was fucking hungrier than Tom Hawkins at an all you can eat because he was taking pot shots from everywhere at goal. He did not want to pass to anyone. I watched that game. He didn't want to give the ball off within 70 meters.
Tom Lynch had another good game though. I think he's on top in the comment from.
What a star that player is.
He's going to be really good. Well, he already is. But
He already is. He's a star.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Let's move on from that game. Let's go back to Collingwood versus Melbourne. Do we have anything else on that game?
No.
A lot of Melbourne's kids look very good. I mean, Salem, Brayshaw looks like a complete gun.
That Kennedy looks pretty good too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, good pick up that.
Oregon played
I
well.
think
I'll pay that if he does it more than.
Heretia said he'd be winning Melbourne's best and fairest. I think it was Heretia.
Yeah, also said he was fucking the prince.
Heredia says a lot of
Are you saying
Well-
he's not the prince?
well, Heredia had the fucking last laugh yesterday, so
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have the last laugh at other times throughout his career, like when they didn't win fucking game for ages, or when they haven't won 2 in a row,
Or when he had a gun pulled on him.
or a knife, or when he was stuck in the Congo.
Or when he was dating a lesbian.
Yeah, when he turned fuzzy to the fuzz. Who was having the last laugh
That's-
then,
What is-
kid?
What does that tell you about an individual when you turn chicks onto chicks?
That's how much you disappoint them.
Anything else on that game?
yeah. So I think Melbourne had about 30 games less experience on average, so signs are promising for them. Whereas Collingwood are just fucked. Time to rebuild.
They are fucked up.
They should trade Pendlebury.
Hey, North will take him.
Yeah, I think most clubs would take. Would anyone but Freo take Travis Cloke at the moment, though? Darcy Moore in his 14th game is now ahead of Cloke, or Cloke's gone backwards past Moore.
Darcy Moore goes past Cloak because he keeps running in front of him.
Cloak might get dropped from
Darcy Moore
Cox this
knew
week.
what the structure. No, seriously. If Darcy Moore knew what the structure was and played to it, he wouldn't get in Cloak's way all the time.
It's Moore's fault that
So it's
Cloke's
Darcy
shit.
Moore's fault for Cloak's
No,
demise.
I don't think it's as big of a deal as everyone else is making it out to be. Cloak provided good support and backup at the
Cloke
contest.
provided good support, but
So
Pendlebury's an unaccountable
Cloak is a
cunt.
decoy forward. That's what he's been reduced to. He's now a decoy forward.
Congratulations.
We're happy to trade you back. Chris Jaws as another decoy, if you'd like him.
He'll come a lot cheaper.
Said at a rock
Yeah.
contest, you dumb fucks.
Well, I think Nathan Buckley
support to
should play.
Grundy at a ruck contest. Shut up, Dan. We provided good support to Grundy at a ruck contest this week. Grundy wasn't actually too bad against Gawn. That's in
I
itself
did like
was.
that handball turnover of his.
I think
though.
you got to.
Oh, that was appalling, appalling.
What the
But
fuck?
Cloak is struggling, and he's not helped by the 2 times when he would have taken the ball when he had Darcy Moore run in front of him.
He's no good, Morgs. You got to send him to the back line as a loose man like Pendlebury.
No. Oh, I tell ya, I got some goo. Defensive Jesse White.
What?
This is what they've been reduced to.
This is all I've got now, guys. Defensive Jesse White is my favourite player.
I never thought I'd hear Jesse White and Goo in the same sentence, but there you go.
Favorite player.
And I refer to him out loud as defensive Jesse White. And I stood up at one stage and clapped him and said, "Well done, defensive Jesse White." And everyone around me laughed. And there was one time where he won a contested ball ahead of 2 other Melbourne players who didn't go in for it. And I said, "Well done, you just wanted the ball less than defensive Jesse White." and I'm like, "Put that on your resume." And everybody pissed themselves. So defensive Jesse is my
When
man.
a forward goes to defence you praise him, but when a midfielder goes to the fence,
No,
you call him an unaccountable.
So just on defensive Jesse White, which of the
When a
Melbourne forwards was he
potato-
on? Was he on Watts who kicked 4, or Hogan who was good, or who did he play on? Who
Hogan kicked.
Hogan kicked 2 or 3, didn't he?
Yeah.
And that's good
Yeah.
for you. Okay? But if Cloak kicks 2 or
As a
3,
centre half forward.
if Cloak kicks 2 or 3, it wouldn't be good. Is that right? I just wanted
Yeah.
Well, Hogan
Did
got
Cloak
the
kick 2 or
Doesn't
3?
kick 2 or 3.
Hogan
Behind,
was taking
maybe.
contested marks all over the ground.
Look, I think Collingwood just needs to rebuild through the draft next. Oh wait, they've lost their pick. Sorry.
that. We wouldn't-
GWS
Yeah,
is going to
no,
have that
This
pick.
one out.
It's worth in the question. The Treloar trade has backfired on Collingwood, I think, considering they're going to finish
Luke,
bottom
what if
4.
we get an original idea.
It has. It definitely has.
Have a think about what we're going to use our trades on, what our picks on next year. You fucking mongs.
What?
Do you
Not
have
No
any
one.
picks next year?
next year. Yeah, and they'll all be on father sons, you dickhead.
Let's move on if there's nothing else on that game.
All I wanted to say is I think we'll the combination of Watts and Hogan up forward is working really well. So I don't want to see Chris Dawes in our side ever again.
Wait, hang on.
Stay in
Jack Watts
Casey.
plays one good game.
Well, it's enough. It's
enough.
it's enough to keep Chris Dawes out of the side for the rest of the year, as far as I'm concerned.
And
I
back
don't
to
want
send him
see
back to Collingwood.
And this
Yeah,
is why
I don't care where he goes.
in a row. Because
Send him
Yeah,
to
I know.
Fremantle.
Good.
I'm just trying to find an excuse not to have Chris Dawes.
Positivity,
in the side,
hey? Positivity, yeah, Benwah?
Exactly. Hashtag
All right,
positivity.
fair
Or, yeah.
No, they haven't won 2
Just
in a row,
stay
but
with
they
it.
did their premiership this week. Well done.
Let's go to, speaking of premierships and the team that doesn't look like they're ever going to win one now, Freo. They scored 100, but they lost again.
Pav looked tragic in this game. Like,
Freo aren't the
God.
story. Freo aren't the story here.
Freo were boring as fuck. They were always going to lose. Let's,
Yeah.
let's get
Freo are the story because we've already had all the goo, the volcano of goo. We've had that already. So now let's talk about Fremantle scoring 100 points.
I'm tapping out and I'll
well-
talk.
I noticed Jose has got that thread going where he's like, when will Hawthorn score 100 points? And he's like keeping a tally, and he's like, Freo has scored 100 twice, and Hawthorn haven't. But let's look at the fucking wins column. Hawthorn 3, Freo zip. Yeah.
Freo might have scored 100 points twice, but they can't get 4 points.
But here's the problem: they've conceded the most points against of any side this year, and it's all been about defence for them, and it's turned around to it's now not the attack that's the problem; it's their defence that's fucked. They're
Well,
leaking.
that's what happens when Ross Lyon tries to score points.
Yeah,
The funniest thing about this whole thing, which is Freo's start to the season, is watching the Freo supporters turn on him and the game plan, because you kind of saw after the 2013 grand final where they went close but couldn't get over the line, and again after the prelim last year where they just didn't kick enough goals. They were like adamant that, you know, Ross was the man, would bring success, and the
Didn't they win
defense was
18
the way to
games
go
last year?
forward. But
Something.
now they're all fucking quivering. They're losing faith, and it's delightful. And they were so
Delicious.
defensive. Like, they were more defensive than their fucking coach when you would bring up the fact that, oh, Ross doesn't play the youth, Ross doesn't know how to attack and win games and score points. But now they're turning, and it's brilliant.
The funny thing is, I caught this on AFL 360. They showed a glimpse of Ross Lyon's press conference, and he was talking about their game style, and he's like, oh, I can't remember what word he used. It was either stinks or smells, but he's like, oh, yeah, it stinks, doesn't it? It stinks. And he starts sniffing. It's like, it stinks. And it's just like, this is his response to a question about how they're playing. It's just like, Jose wants to coach Freo, as he likes to joke about. Jose wants to coach Freo. The way it looks at the moment, Freo already have their own Jose Mourinho crazy guy coaching them.
just minus trophies.
This is going to implode much like the real Jose did this year, because I can
It's
see
just
Ross
going
Lyon's
slow.
going off the fucking deep end. It's like he's been drinking the same water Mark Harvey did by the end.
Get ready, Richmond or Collingwood.
He's definitely going to Collingwood. That's why Morgs dyed her hair purple.
Not purple, you idiot.
It looks purple. Shut up.
Nothing else on Freo and North?
No, well, I've got nothing left, so I just sort of
You
went off.
kind of gooed over everything.
Jared Waite pushing for All Australian.
Mailman.
Capitals.
Let's go to, West Coast skied over Richmond. We've kind of gone into the weakness of Cochin. Is there anything
You guys
else?
should have lost by a lot more. You guys got
Oh.
fucking thumped.
We were
Annihilated.
pathetic. Yeah, absolutely.
They had, what,
Absolutely.
40 inside 50s to 8 in the first half, something ridiculous like
Something like that.
Anthony
Look,
Stevens.
Those stats
Yeah.
say that you should have lost by 100 points.
I don't doubt that. And there's not a whole lot to add. We're just shit. Hardwick has to go. And look, he's too soft, and obviously the players are too soft. We've discussed it about Cochin. They need to be hardened up. And I mentioned Ross Lyon and the crazy. Okay, and, but we need a hard coach, and I don't care if he's a little bit unhinged, if he's got a plan, and he's angry, and he'll be harsh on them, so I say bring it on, fucking bring on Mark Neild, and...
development coach.
Are you saying Damien Hardwick doesn't have a plan?
He doesn't have a plan, and
he's
too
not
soft.
hard, and he's soft.
He's got
He's
one
not hard.
plan. He just doesn't have a second.
Well, plan A is pretty fucking shit at the moment, too. But because all the teams that play that kind of style are getting exposed this year if they haven't changed. And that's Richmond and Fremantle at the moment, the only two that haven't adapted. Well, Freo's tried to adapt, but we haven't, and yeah, it's shitful. And bring on Mark Neild. Don't bring the money ball, but bring on the crazy coach who's going to fucking yell at the players.
It's actually...
So you might have one of those guys.
What's kind of sad is that you haven't tried to adapt, and like Freo tried, they just don't have very good players. Like their bottom 12 players are terrible, like fucking Taberner and Subin, and you could rattle off 12 names that are just fucking shitful. Richmond are a more talented team than Fremantle. It's just the coaching that's let him down.
Well, we actually have forwards to kick to, so to kick 100 points, we're not gonna concede a shitload.
Yeah, but you don't kick to them. You chip it around at half-back.
I agree. Like that's the thing. Like, that's why Freo are failing, but we don't even know if we'd fail. But probably shouldn't if we did try it. But anyway.
How many more losses is it going to take for the sacking of Hardwick?
Well, it should have happened already.
Yeah, I know you've been wanting him gone for like a year at least, but I mean, how many losses do you think in a row?
I don't know. Maybe if we haven't won another game by round 10. Maybe if we lose Dreamtime
they say
after not having won a game since.
100-point losses on pressured coaches are killers.
Well, 2 to get rid of Hurd. Dogs Carlton, anything on that?
No.
Tom Boyd.
Mentioned Boyd before.
Tom Boyd's playing the wrong sport.
I didn't watch a second of this game, but I did like the melts from the Carlton supporters on the bay. Apparently Casbolt couldn't kick straight. Obviously Casbolt was fucking useless.
Well, how's that any different to any other week? Dumbasses.
I didn't see a single
You're just figuring it out now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he can't kick.
He must have really pissed them off, though. He must have missed, like, shots that fucking Sean Hampson wouldn't miss.
I want to say, did anyone actually watch this game?
No.
I watched it.
My goo was for the other game, and there was no way I was changing the channel from that.
Yeah, so from what I picked up of it, like, the Dogs were great early, and then Johannesson got injured, and Suckling got injured, and Boyd got injured, and then they just kind of coasted, and Carlton kind of kicked a few goals late, and yeah, it's probably not a good game to watch.
That Johannesson goal hamstring injury was just sad.
And he's been great this year as well. Like, he's fucking really turned into a gun. So with Murph last week and him, like, they're saying, like, 3 months with a hamstring tendon, like, not a normal hamstring injury.
Gone. He's basically gone for the year like Murphy.
Had last year.
Should he retire like Murphy?
Shit luck. Well,
Big
I'm not going to say I agree with Brian, fucking Brian Power, but I can see where he's coming from. Like, if you want to make sure that the young kids get a go, and he's right that there's no place for fairy tales in footy. He's right about that. So a lot of brain power from Brian on that one.
Brian Harris just shut the fuck up. He's a moron. His opinion carries very little weight.
He's one of the fucking smartest guys in footy. Like, actually, that's a disturbing trend. Like, fucking Anthony Stevens, the civil engineer. Brian Lake has a fucking IQ of 180 or whatever it is.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, no.
This is the guy that
with Boyd odds.
Brian's bargains where he's like cheap bloody food things in Coles and shit. This is a guy with 180 IQ. Is that what you're saying?
I'm quite positive that he has the highest IQ out of certainly players of the last 10 years.
Smartest
No.
There are doctors or scientists that don't have an IQ of 180.
What I'm saying is, Brian is smart. He's just not street smart, is Brian.
Yeah.
He's book smart.
Let's go to Geelong Essendon, anything out of the country game. Look, Geelong got there in the end. Bit concerning along the way.
Country game that was played at the MCG.
Yeah.
They should have played it at fucking
Ballarat.
what was that place that Essendon tried
Wangaratta?
to get to? But Wangaratta, where the plane fucking broke down and couldn't fly to.
To me, this looks like another tokenism sort of round or game. It's just.
Oh, it's a ridiculous concept.
I mean, what did they have like sheep outside the ground or something? Or
They did. They actually did.
oh, that doesn't surprise me. Okay.
They had,
Who,
like,
who
farm
cares about
animals
it?
and shit.
Does anyone care about it?
No, I don't. It's a
No.
nothing.
Nothing,
round,
but
yeah.
it's funny that it exists, but it's just ridiculous. It's like
Just
Kevin
pointless.
Sheedy. No one's paid any attention to him for a while, so he thinks up some bizarro concept.
No, this game was shit. It was just not worth discussing. Not worth anything.
Nothing to discuss.
Geelong is shit. Just had to get that in. Sorry.
Yeah, apart from that Hawthorn win,
Oh,
not
fuck
much to
off.
write home about.
Yeah, they played their grand final round one. Have been shit ever since. Bloody same as
Premiership
every year.
hangover.
Oh, fuck off, Penal, you can't.
Last game, and well, the Puffers were pathetic, and just about the only thing they did all game was go the snipe. Charlie Dixon trying to put GWS
Gray
players
as
in a
well, I
barrel.
think.
I think Robbo said on 360 like they should have all gotten a week because
Yeah,
to
Robbie
try and
Gray-
outlaw the cheap shot.
Robbie Gray punched someone and he played shit.
They all played like shit. They got thumped.
I mean,
They had
Yeah.
more passengers than Collingwood. They had 22
Reports-
passengers.
for
They were
Port's new
all
Chinese
unaccountable.
fans, I mean, that's bad for the Chinese fans.
Well, we'll come to that. We'll move on to the talking points, I think, because I think there's a definite link between Port's performance. It's got to be demoralising to learn that you're basically being sold out by your club to China, exported to China, like a commodity, like a fucking...
Beef.
Like beef, yes.
Like fucking baby formula.
You know, that's probably what they drink down at Port, but that's why Ollie Wines has those big thighs.
They really represented China this game. I mean, cheap, plastic, and very easily breakable.
They may as well get those plastic tarps out again. They're going to need them in China. But what do we have on Port going to China?
Well, we're sort of kind of taking the piss about this, but there was actually fucking on the main board, Port supporters were trying to claim this as a legitimate reason why their team lost. Like the
really?
fucking
No way.
Chinese deal. They were doing this. They were saying,
It was
well,
legit.
we lost because of the Chinese deal, and that would have been all the players couldn't contain their
Hey.
excitement or what.
That is the most pathetic, weakest cop-out I think I've ever heard for an excuse for a loss.
That is as ridiculous as thinking going to China was a good idea in the first place. Which is some of the mental gymnastics they're going through to justify this as a good idea. It's like, does this plastic club want to sell out anymore? For a club that supposedly exists to win premierships, sending yourselves to the fucking smog capital of Asia and playing a game on a 10-hour flight.
Does anyone know when in the year it'll be?
It's
year.
meant to come around the bye week. So,
Is that like June?
yeah.
Well, that
I did actually...
that coincides with the Yulin Dog Festival, so I hope the Bulldogs are playing.
What if it's Collingwood that they're playing, Morgs?
It won't be Collingwood because the team's expected to sell a home game. Who the fuck is selling a home game?
All the clubs denied it too. I mean, the Dogs said it's not us. St Kilda, North, Hawthorn, all the big clubs. I mean,
It won't be North.
there's
No one
only
sells
two
fucking games.
that have not denied.
Already selling games as it is.
No, so it's Brisbane, GWS, and Gold Coast, and you'd think that'd be because the AFL are pushing them to do so.
Oh, please be GWS so they can get smashed and we have more GWS supporters.
Well, it'd be so much better if it was the Dogs.
As
Every
someone said, it would be funny if the Gold Coast went there with the red and the yellow, because the Chinese would jump all over. Because Port are actually trying to make this their own home game, and you'd think they'd have to be compensated a lot. But if they jump on it because of the Chinese colours and because they are a patriotic bunch, and the Puffers just become
Because they want to live.
And also it's funny because, again, ratings in China, fucking aerobics Chinese style outrated them. And there was a 25% drop in ratings when they were on.
It's just amazing that they think this is an idea, and that Chairman Kosh is gonna take him over there. Like, it's
Gosh.
Just plastic club doing plastic things because they're a soulless franchise.
But if you're taking trips to China And if you're signing up for this, you're not serious about winning a flag. With the way football teams are managed these days, and travel is managed, and everything is fucking analysed to the nth degree, you're not serious about winning if you're going to China. Surely.
Yeah, well, it's a business and fucking branding and trying to grow the club. It's
only a business if you sell out.
Here's the other thing. What if they lose all the games that they play up there?
Well, Richmond lost 2 of the 3 in Cairns.
Yeah, I remember
We
that.
lost all to New Zealand once.
Hey, hon.
It's.
I mean, there's no guarantees that they're going to be a success over there.
Melbourne don't win in Darwin, I don't think. Or
No, we
it's-
don't. You don't win, and then you're fatigued for the week afterwards because you played in shit conditions.
Like a 40
It's
degree
just
heat. Yeah, but to be fair, for the most of the length of that fucking Darwin deal, Melbourne didn't win anywhere.
No, that's
True.
As usual, the benchmark of the competition is Hawthorn with our Tassie deal and how much of a success that's been on and off the
Thanks
field.
to Anthony Stevens. But
Well, except for when we have to kick against the wind for 3/4.
I did hear Morgs ask when it is and about the bye. I did see someone made a mention that it's around the bye. Port can play the bye there and lose again. But they think this is the greatest fucking idea. It's like Koshy tells them and they just believe it. They just chug the Kool-Aid on this one. It's absurd, and I'm amazed anyone else is going to agree to this, because you'd have to be paid a shitload.
Koshi's already starting with the Chinese propaganda on the Port supporters. Maybe some hard labour in North Korea if they don't, follow
Questions
along.
will be asked and answers will be demanded, he says.
And dissenters will be put in a barrel. Anything else on that?
I've got a talking point. Chris Judd's been able to hit a target twice, and they're having twins.
Oh, Carlton supporters are so happy.
Oh, well, West Coast supporters should be, because that's where they'll be playing. OMG, freaking twins are on the way, she says. I get heart palpitations. That's because you haven't eaten.
Aww.
That's true.
I have sweats and I'm giddy. Well, Rebecca, let me introduce you to lunch. That'll solve that problem. Oh, no, congratulations to the happy couple. That's great. Great news. Well done, Juddy.
Let's move on. Dyson Heppel is putting in a claim for $1 million from Essendon.
I'd be asking for more.
Yeah.
Are you going to
James
represent
Hird
him,
got
Dan?
more than that to do fucking nothing. This is the same payout Dean Robinson got.
I guess the main component to the claim is loss of income by being sort of suspended, unable to play, and loss of sponsorship. So I mean, he couldn't make it too many times.
360.
It has to be
Otherwise.
like in line with what you would have lost. So he can't just sue for like 500 million and say,
It could be
Yeah, that's what I
reputation
would
as well. That has to come into account.
yeah. Not surprisingly, the fucking Essendon board tried to spin this as like the reason why he's staying, and like the kind of
That's the other
mental gymnastics that was going on that board was like as bad as the Port board with their China deal.
If you were suing a club, would you then, regardless whether you were successful or not, would you then still stay on?
I wouldn't think so.
No, it just makes the relationship untenable. You would have
It's
thought.
like, you sued us, Heppel, but we're going to make you our next captain. That doesn't
Somehow
fit.
don't think that's going to happen. He's gone.
It's like suing your fucking employer for unfair dismissal while you still have a job with them. Like, obviously he's on the way out.
And the dominoes should follow from here too.
Well, that's it.
He won't be the last one to sue them, but it's going to be
Get all your
it's
money
getting
back,
really
Jake.
messy when it's Heppel's the first one to go.
If it is $1 million, who forks up money, isn't it?
Insurance company.
Yeah, but you'd think the insurance company would try and get out of it by sort of claiming, this is all Essendon's fault. We shouldn't be liable. They're going to try and, play the fucking politics game and not
Well, they'll
pony
probably
up
sue
anything.
Essendon then. So be sued by everyone.
Counter sue or something.
And James Hird will sue everyone just because he can.
Yeah, like it's going to be a long, drawn-out legal process either way, because Essendon aren't just going to pony up. They're going to try and go through the insurance company, and then the insurance company aren't just going to take that, so they're going to fight back, and this could drag on quite a while. And someone said the dominoes are falling. Hooker's almost definitely gone. The only one that's kind of 50-50 is Hurley probably, but yeah, that's their three most important players pretty much that or could be somewhere else next year.
Let's go to the questions, and there are quite a few questions, and first one I'll ask is from Port, and he wants to know, is Chief the front runner for Flog of the Year? He has pedigree, supports Carlton, shitty thread from the main board, only comes to the bay to melt, stars are aligning. What are our thoughts?
I think he has a case.
He would be on the year so far.
Although I'm not brave enough to nominate him, so you guys can go. Okay.
Morgs is the bravest one here.
Morgs,
I am the
speak
bravest
up.
one here, and I'm not afraid to stand up and say, stop reaching around and chugging the Chief's goo, guys, because the Chief is a flog. And he is leading in the Flog of the Year stakes because he is not my bae. He is the wanker.
What if we like giving a reach around, though?
Speaking of reach arounds, I agree with Morgs.
Oh.
Oh,
He's a flog. Fuck him.
he's a flog. Fuck him.
He became
Not
like
like-
Corey this week.
Well, since my bay isn't here, I'm going to take one of his lines and say, shut up, bitch.
Oh, that's cute. I miss Daddy.
Next one we'll go with is One-Eyed Saint of 66 wants to know, given that they almost lost the team that beat Collingwood, are the Hawths officially concerning?
No, I don't think so.
If they're not, that means we're not.
If Anthony Stevens comes down with an injury, I think they're in real
How many
strife.
times are we going to mention this Anthony Stevens fucker on this fucking podcast?
Are they concerning?
Hawthorn won't give a shit until round 15, so probably not. They're like
It-
too busy doing whatever. Injunction.
It's all about wins, and this game's all about wins and losses, and right now we've got 3 wins, and that's 3 more than Freo, so we're doing pretty good, I think.
Speaking of Freo, Jose wants to know, given how shit Richmond, Port, Fremantle, Carlton, Brisbane and Collingwood have been, who out of those 6 teams will win the wooden spoon and why?
Freo, because fuck you,
Freo.
Jose.
Yeah, because fuck off, Jose.
Free.
Yeah, Freo.
Freo.
Yeah, most logical argument, definitely Freo.
Yep.
Free
They'll
man.
score 100 points 15 times for the year, but, but they'll still win the spoon. Let's see, what else have we got? Okay, you don't know, Jack wants to know. I'm not sure if this was actually a question he asked, but I'm going to put it out there because there was a question asked in the thread, and so I'm going to call it a question. Why do all the not convicted sex pests barrack for Essendon? Does anyone want to have a guess as to why that
I
might
don't
be?
know why, but it's very bizarre. It's one of the more bizarre things I've come across in the last year or two, posting on this forum and another forum.
The answer is clearly James Heard, who was a sexual deviant who was too busy porking ladies in France.
And Megan Gale.
Well, no, it's just that all the other sexual deviants on Big Footy who follow other clubs are good enough to hide it.
They're more discreet.
Essendon-
These guys,
Essendon and Flogs just wear it on their sleeve. I don't know why that is.
they're happy to boast about it on Twitter, on social media, and yeah, as Penal said, I think others like Penal are more
Extras
discreet.
cost extra.
Extras cost.
I don't want to be the one to burst your bubbles, guys, but the umpire's name's Andrew Stevens.
Oh,
Oh.
It's the whole.
Penal doesn't even know his own player's name.
Well, who the fuck is Anthony Stevens then?
I don't know.
Does this Andrew Stevens even
Is that
do?
Elias?
Is
Where's pack lunch when you need him? Oh, yeah,
Get
I'm
on
a
the
Benny
case.
Buster and a half.
Get
What is-
Cluso's, get on the case.
And, yeah, fucking DB20, get back to your computer, you fuck. Do something useful. Recruited from the AFL Brisbane Juniors, he was appointed to the NEFL Grand Final. Oh, why did they punish him like that? He was promoted to the AFL panel in 2014, umpired 14 matches his debut. He's umpired 30 games, he's a civil engineer, and his name's Andrew.
well, thanks for that, Penal. We've been calling him Anthony 100 times on the podcast.
Dickhead.
One more question, and this one's from me, and it stems from the thread, and I didn't actually ask it in, I'm just going to ask it. Morgs, who is on your shit list?
Oh,
Everyone.
DB20. Chief. Jose, 'cause he's a fuckwit. That Divvy Sue's fuckwit.
Is Pendlebury on there?
Yep. Unaccountable berry.
And a Cuntleberry.
Andrew Stevens.
That Mongy Bulldogs Flog, whatever his name is.
Which one?
No, the one I
That's quite
blocked.
close.
The one I blocked, and the one that's Be Right Back or BRWB or whatever the fuck his initials are.
He comes
Be Right Back. in 2054 for the premiership.
The hair product you used.
Oh, the hairdresser who turned me hair blue.
Purple.
Oh, so you went to an actual hairdresser to get this done?
I didn't do it myself. I'm not poor.
What, isn't that what you do? You get the dye from a chemist or something and you do it yourself?
No, you go and sit there and you make someone else do it.
That sounds very unaccountable.
No, it sounds like I have time and money to burn.
Well, you should
You
have...
weren't prepared to take the responsibility yourself. You are the Pendlebury of getting your hair done.
No, because there's no point in doing it yourself when someone else can do it better. I'm a very
Well,
good...
it sounds like you could have done a better job.
I'm a good delegator of tasks. And I delegate this to somebody else who can massage my head while I sit there and close my eyes.
I think
And now
someone
it's
played
blue.
a prank on you, I think.
Oh, this is not the first time. I had purple and yellow hair once. Ugh. That's what happens when you say, whatever you like.
Someone can massage your hair, so extras do cost extra.
Uh-huh. That is my happy ending. Penal, can you massage my head?
Let's go to this week on the bay. Do we have any through the week noms?
Darcy Parish looks like a thumb.
Yep, I'll second that.
I liked what's it called?
That's quite funny.
The Socioeconomic Ladder by Crow Eater. And like I clicked on this and I thought, oh shit, this is going to be a fucking West Horsham shit fight, but it wasn't. And it's actually quite a good thread, so I like that one.
I'd like to nominate 2016 Clangman Medal.
By Jasny.
Yep.
What about Ray Farron elevated to senior citizen?
Fuck off with the reach rounds.
I like the 0 and 4 thread. I thought that was funny. And the 4 and 0 thread.
Alright, so we've got a whole bunch of noms. Does anyone want to transfer their votes? Otherwise, I
there's
think
more
Darcy
noms.
Parish wins.
I just like the sound of that thread. I haven't even clicked on it.
Oh no, you should click on it. There are some fantastic photoshops and then some by Pack Lunch.
Oh, he's always... Yeah.
No,
And then Bosk weighs in with his opinion on the whole matter.
Yeah, not there's anything wrong with that. Flog of the week time, who we got?
Yeah, it feels like I nominate this guy every week, but fucking Nakaya for melting in the Clangman medal thread.
You also started a melt about the
Is
umpires.
he melted in there, has he?
He just
Yeah, he's gone apeshit on GO for some reason because he disagrees with fucking Reece Stanley being ranked number 1 in clangers per disposal, which objectively the stats are the stats, but he fucking then takes umbrage with the premise of the whole
Has he
thread
threatened to stab
and the
him?
way the stats are calculated, and then he's like having a melt and calling him a moron and whatever.
Has he threatened to stab him yet?
Not yet. Maybe get there tomorrow.
No, I've
His
got
wife's
someone-
probably going to need to tell him to take a break. And
there's still 10 minutes left in today to get it to happen.
I got one that's been over the past few weeks. He's a downhill skier. His posts are fucking horrendous at best.
That's a
He's
bit
a
hard to
Mong.
call.
It's BRWB.
Oh, there you go. Be right back.
he's
Wait.
not even the worst one. What about that TIAN
What?
cunt?
They're both cunt bags. They both can fuck off, drink bathwater, and choke and die.
I just want to give an honourable mention. She's not going to win, but Suze for the if you drink too much water, you'll get drunk on water.
Oh god, that.
You don't need to be a doctor to know that.
That
Or
has to be that.
mental or whatever.
Scientist, I believe. A scientist. You don't be a scientist.
And
God.
a tweet to the Bay 13 Flogcast Twitter account as well.
Oh yeah, that cheap shot on the Friday, and then
Yep.
she blocked the account. Yeah.
Bitch.
You're never coming back, Suze. You shouldn't racially abuse mods.
Yeah, she
Well,
listens.
mate,
Despite being blocked and never coming back, she still listens to this every week.
Oh, of course.
Well,
she
to be fair, when fucking Dan takes over the hosting of the Flogcast, then all bets are off. She could be coming back.
Oh, yeah. Suze,
Mm.
I am your only chance.
I am your internet father.
No,
Well,
not
Teach
that far.
already is. We went there a couple of years ago. Teach already is.
She's not my internet sister.
All right, who do we decide is our winner?
Fucking give it to Soggy.
So, all right, Soggy can win, I think. Last week's poll: potential's new nickname. 4.5% said Arrival, 18.2% said Australia Post, 31.8% said The Mailman, and 45.5% said Jack Watts prefers the Thailand transvestite's nickname. Next week's games. We'll begin with Hawthorn Adelaide on the Friday night. Jeez, this should actually be a fucking ripper.
Adelaide just. Did they have a good record at the MCG? I'm assuming so.
No, it's only at the Domain.
Oh, Hawthorn smacked them there last time they would have played there, I reckon, last year in the semi.
In the
Oh,
finals here.
Oh, we're going
Who's
to
umpiring? Do we know who the umpires are yet?
Anthony Stevens.
And
Dave-
fucking Stephen.
Anthony and Andrew are both umpiring. No, I think Andrew Stevens will umpire and Anthony Stevens will just be the guy who had his wife fucked by the captain of the team.
So, he's a cuck, basically.
I'm going to go the Crows. I reckon they'll expose Hawthorn the way St Kilda probably would have been able to with a bit more talent on their list.
They'll expose Andrew Stevens the way that Finey did. I'm going Adelaide.
Andrew Stevens is going to get given the Geelong game.
I'm going the Crows as well, I think, for this one.
Nah, I reckon we've got this one in the bag. We always live for the big games, and this is going to be a blockbuster, and should have a massive crowd, and we will lift and get it done.
Yeah, I'm tipping Hawthorn.
Crows.
You're not even here. You don't even go here.
Colas versus Eagles. This one could be good too. At the SCG.
No. They can only ski on one side of the country.
They're both 3-1, aren't they?
Sydney by 60 points.
Sydney.
I disagree with Morgs. I reckon they will ski on the SCG.
No. It's not wide enough.
What people have kind of missed so far this year is that Sydney's defence is fucking deplorable.
Yep.
And I reckon West Coast forward line, if they get enough supply, the only thing that would maybe swing this in favour of Sydney for me is if Priddis was Mr. Richmond game. They need him to kind of match the big bodies that Sydney have there in their midfield. If Priddis plays, then West Coast win this easily because their forward line is just going to run rings around Sydney's defence.
Anyone not tipped?
But West Coast have conceded more than Sydney, though.
Yeah, they've also played better teams. Sydney have played fucking Collingwood and Carlton and,
Apart from the Giants, who are probably mid-range at the moment, Sydney played their first good team last week.
West Coast conceded 100 points to Brisbane.
Yeah, that's round one, though. Round one's full of aberrations.
Oh, wow. Any more excuses you'd like to bring up, Sparkles? I'm going with Sydney.
Yeah.
It's a better example than West Coast only ski on one side of the country.
I was just making a joke because Dan didn't get it the first time.
No, I get it. It just doesn't make sense.
Sydney off a loss will be too strong.
Okay, Northern Lights has just joined us again.
Thank you, Emil.
West Coast.
Gold Coast versus North. The Suns haven't beaten anyone good, and they lost to the Bryans. North easy.
5 and zip.
Yeah, 5 zip.
What are you going to be at 5 and zip, Dan, if the volcano was this week?
Apocalypse.
I don't know. It's just
Apocalypse.
He's going to host. He's going to come on next week, and he's going to have all the mongs.
It's going to be a groupocalypse of epic proportions. I'm going with Gold Coast. Gold Coast. This is a danger game for North. They could get by 10 goals.
The Bolt to bounce back.
It's happened before.
North's record up there is very bad. Like, they lost when Gold Coast were crap.
It'll be dewy. It'll be moist. Oh, yeah.
It's a very hard game to tip. I reckon Gold Coast by a goal.
Yeah, I reckon Gold Coast just. I mean, North did
is
lose
wrong
up
with
there
you
last
people?
year.
5 and zip.
You lost up there last year.
I tipped you, Dan. I'm not stupid.
Yeah, I can't see how could
It's still a danger game.
They lost to Brisbane last week.
Exactly right.
Yeah, they'll be out for redemption.
Are you saying the mailman doesn't deliver to Queensland?
Emails anywhere, anytime.
Jesus and
It's a
disciples will be
It's
after.
a public holiday
Gold
weekend.
Gold Coast is out of the fucking Australia Post service area.
There's no Stephen May to stop the mailman. They can't stop us.
Jesus and his disciples will be after redemption. They will be repenting their sins from last week.
What the fuck does Jesus have to do with this?
Or ask all the fucking Bible bashers at the Gold Coast.
Who will Gary Ablett push this week to try and cleanse their sins?
Boomer.
5 and zip.
Well, we've seen how this worked for me.
4 and 1.
Fuck off, Penal.
Bathwater Bryans that Eddie had.
Bryans.
Oh God.
I don't mean that. I don't mean that at all.
This is a game that does
Bathwater. Easy.
Bathwater. And a little whack to Andy Marr on the way through for saying the poor Bulldogs have received all their injuries because they've played all their games at Etihad Stadium. Fuck off.
That's bullshit.
I've never once seen St Kilda make that excuse, so that's piss week, Andy.
That's because you have umpires to fall back on.
Isn't Andy Marr a fucking Carlton supporter though?
Oh, yeah, but isn't everyone that's team's shit now a Bulldog supporter? Fuck off Pepperface as well.
Pepperface.
I've got to go for Bulldogs. Bulldogs
just.
If Bulldogs have no halfback run, they are shit ass as a team, so Lions could sneak this in.
And Rockcliffe's back, so they will
Bulldogs.
not.
Yeah, Bulldogs.
Rockcliffe's going to mean that someone who actually moved the ball last week goes out. Port versus the Cats in the game that's been dubbed the Camry what the fuck do we do game.
Are they going to blame this loss on China shenanigans as well?
This week, I think it's the Cats who will be dining out on the Chinese.
Oh, shit.
I can't top that, so it's Cats.
Yeah, I have to tip. Yeah, Penal's convinced me to tip the Cats based on that.
For that line, I'm going Geelong as well.
Although I think the Cats are cooked to pick them over the Tigers.
Port for me.
Yeah, Cats for me.
Saints versus the Giants at Etihad. Giants for me.
I'll go the Saints. I saw how good they were firsthand, and I reckon on the fast track of Etihad probably suits them.
GWS don't have any umpires playing, do they?
Yeah, Saints might get Lee Fisher again.
The GWS get Cameron back, and their key forwards were pretty fucking good last week, and we have a small defence, so Giants.
I'm picking GW, yes.
Oh. It's almost as bad as, and I'm sure everyone just ignored it when Penal said Gold Coast by a gold, but that's nearly as bad.
Yes.
Did he say that?
GW,
He did
yes,
say
please.
that, and I just let it
Penal,
go.
that's poor by your standards.
I didn't say that on purpose. I must have misspoke then. Like,
Gold Coast
I think if
by
you
a
go back
goal.
and listen,
Don't make him go back through it.
I think they'll win by 6 points. Like, I didn't intentionally try and make a pun.
I think GWS will win by 6 shillings.
I think they'll give him a giant shellacking.
A giant wet shellacking.
Yep.
Freo versus Carlton in the deciding who the fuck is so terrible that they're going to be on the bottom of the ladder. And you know what? We all said Fremantle for the bottom of the ladder, so I'm going to stand by that and say Carlton win. Casbolt to kick straight and attract a big contract from Freo when they don't get McCarthy or Hogan at come trade time.
Carlton.
Well, if it was in Melbourne, I'd have to pick Carlton, but I reckon Fremantle just.
This is frustrating. One of these teams is going to get a win. Fuck.
Draw.
If ever there was time to pick the draw, Dan, I think this week's it.
Fuck. Yeah, all right. I'll go the draw.
Yeah.
No,
I'm going-
I think Carlton will win and Dale Thomas will 20-1.
Well, that's hard. That's hardly setting the world on fire.
It is at Carlton. That'll be his best game so far.
Carlton to win, Wiedering to have no forwards to mark because they're all shit.
Yeah, so it'll be like a wall.
He'll be like Nick Maxwell, but actually with talent.
They're not the wailing wall, the waitering wall.
He'll be a very solid, well-built wall, unlike those structurally unsound ones that Andrew Stevens builds. Sorry, Anthony Stevens builds.
Fremantle to kick another 100 points, but to lose by 2 points to Carlton.
Melbourne versus Richmond, and look, Melbourne are shooting for 2 in a row for the first time again.
Richmond.
And, you know, they certainly fucked these up, but we are the kind of team to hand them the second win. And I have no faith left in
Humanity.
There is no 600% confidence anymore. It's not even close.
Wasn't it 800?
We'll get rolled.
I think it was
I can't
900.
even- See, well, I'm counting like Anthony Stevens here, but
I have to go with, I think Melbourne will win by about 79 points.
we're not going to get
From not scoring
smacked, but
79
we're
points to winning by 79 points.
Melbourne to win and Hardwick to get sacked.
Hooray.
Oh god!
Richmond-
I'm actually at the point where I'm hoping for something like
See, that's really bad when you're wanting your team to lose.
But at least you have hope.
I know, you know,
That's just
but you know,
yeah.
sometimes you have to take half a step back, Dimmer, to go 2 steps forward, and that half a step back is losing games so that you fuck off.
I actually,
You've got hope, though, Starburns. Like, I don't even have hope for that. Like, they're not going to sack our coach. Nope.
But Eddie said he would sack Buckley if it.
Yeah, Eddie.
No, he said Buckley would go away.
Sure.
Has everyone tipped Melbourne Richmond?
I'm
Richmond.
tipping the Tigers. Tigers by 2 points.
Tigers
We'll win. We'll win back to back. Finally,
Yeah, love
maintain the faith.
love the confidence. Love the confidence. Got to go with Melbourne.
I love
Collingwood.
confidence, so it's Richmond all the way.
That is how it happens with Melbourne, isn't it? Collingwood versus Essendon.
For the first year, there won't be a digger playing because Dustin Fletcher's suspended. And they won't just be mourning other diggers, they'll be mourning Dustin. Out of play.
Look, you say Buckley won't get sacked. What if you lose this one? What if you lose this one by more than even a heartbreaker? What if you lose this one comfortably? You don't give a whimper.
If we lose this one convincingly, I think I'll be the only one left sitting there because the rate of people leaving games at the moment is just ridiculous. But I'll stick it out and boo them off again.
Except for Jesse
You
White.
boo your own players, Morg.
Defensive
No,
Jesse
I
White.
don't. I don't. I stay there till the end and I don't boo them. But yeah, defensive Jesse White to star again and us to lose.
Dominate Joe Danaher.
No, he'll dominate the grass patch that Nick Maxwell would have been playing on.
Collingwood.
We
by-
haven't quite put him on a person yet. Fucking hell.
Baby steps.
Collingwood by 40 points and Scott Unaccountable to win the Anzac medal.
On a Cuntleberry.
And a Cuntleberry.
You can
I
only
actually agree.
you can only tip on fucking form, and based on form, Essendon are playing football. They want to win games. Collingwood are just in no man's land, and I reckon Essendon, they'll be fired up. They've played really well in Melbourne this year. It's only on the road that they faltered, and I reckon they'll get up. James Kelly to win the Anzac medal.
What if Goddard
Colin,
and Pendlebury are on each other? The amount
They will
of
be-
pointing that will just...
Oh,
You could
wow.
poke an eye.
But they wouldn't go within like 20 metres of each other though.
If they were playing on each other, no one would know.
Essendon to win and the medal Tipper Woody.
Oh, that'd be really cool. I'd like that. Tip and Woody. Does he get to say a speech afterwards?
why? Is he not a...
No, I like him.
Yeah,
I'd
but
like to
why is he giving a speech?
he won the medal.
Did
Yeah.
Seedsman
But
give
are
a
you
speech last
saying
year?
you can't talk?
Oh, of course he can speak.
Yeah, he gave like a 3-word speech.
Yeah, that was
Where he
his,
thanked
that was
the
his
Anzacs, I
whole
think.
vocabulary.
Yeah, it was a pretty dopey fucking speech.
He's
I
like
fuck a lot of bitches.
It was the kind of speech which would be rousing in West Horsham, but over here it's just kind of.
he's like if
He's a West Horsham 180 IQ.
Oh, I would like to see Collingwood win, but if Essendon do have to win, I would like to see Tip and Woody win the medal.
Can I just point out how ridiculous it is that I'm actually fucking tipping Essendon in a game? And that just shows where Collingwood are at.
No, you got
Your team's the only one that usually loses to them.
It'll be Collingwood easily,
Yeah.
and
I think-
and Levi Greenwood for the medal.
Oh, the pig!
Yeah,
Piggy!
their best player.
Piggy!
I see the pig.
I think it'll be close to half time. Probably Essendon ahead at half time, but Collingwood to run over them in the end. Cloak to kick 6 and get the medal.
Can we actually run over them?
is Cloak even
Like in
playing
the
this
whole
week?
come around before the game.
Buckley said on 360 he'd be dropped.
Yeah, that's the impression I got.
For
And he's
who?
got a bung elbow.
No, he's not going to be dropped. He won't play because of the elbow.
No, Buckley said something along the lines of, even if it wasn't for the injury, his position would be under scrutiny anyway. That was
every
at least
player-
the impression
should-
I got.
Every player on your list should have their position under scrutiny. Nobody should be an automatic walk-up start unless you are a premiership player for Hawthorn. Nobody else should demand a spot in their team.
Well, if he doesn't play,
So
defend
Ryan
Jesse
Schoenmaker
White.
should be a walk-up start.
No.
He'd be better than fucking Travis Cloak.
What are you whacking me for, you fuckhead? I gave you a pat on the back.
He doesn't do reach around with women.
You don't. Yeah, you don't. You just don't like women. Fucking 48%.
Like, I will only give you a reach around if you're capable of giving me a reach around back.
Well, I am, but you're not capable of giving me a reach around, idiot. Because there's nothing to reach.
Oh.
Nothing that you like, anyway.
You know how for 1 week there we were a well-oiled machine?
Well, how long did you think it was going to last?
I was hoping for
Then-
longer.
Then Anthony Stevens happened.
All right, so this was the Flogcast for round 5. Starburns joined by Benwah,
Sears.
Cookson,
See ya.
Dan.
Jeez, you struggled to get that one out.
I was trying to remember who else was on. Penal
Yeah, see ya.
and Morgs.
At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember Fletch.
Thanks for listening, and, well, Dan will see you next week.
Dan and his family of monks.
Be careful for what you wish for. That's
Dan
all I'll
and the
say.
monsters.
How the fuck do you
Creepy
know
and
that?
retarded. The Mongy family.